The Psychological Reconstruction of Iran, from Authoritarianism to a Democratic Culture. Article 2, Part 2. Freedom of Thought, Conscience, and Religion, from Democratic Secularism to Peaceful Coexistence. If much of Iran's psychological trauma has resulted from the imposition of an official ideology, those wounds cannot be healed simply by removing that ideology. A society shaped for decades by coercion, discrimination, and the exclusion of dissent may reproduce the same patterns after political change under a different name. One of the greatest challenges for a future Iran will therefore be whether we seek freedom only for those who think as we do, or for every citizen. Many Iranians have experienced religion not as a source of spirituality, but as an instrument of repression. Executions, discrimination, compulsory hijab, censorship, and social restrictions were all justified in religious terms. It is understandable that such experiences have created anger and distrust toward religious institutions. Yet, if this anger leads to denying religious people equal rights or treating them with contempt, authoritarianism has not ended. It has merely changed hands. A democratic society distinguishes between criticizing a belief and denying a person's dignity. No citizen should lose equal rights because they are Muslim, Christian, Baha'i, Jewish, Zoroastrian, atheist, or follow any other belief. Just as the state had no right to impose religion, society has no right to treat atheism, or any other worldview, as superior. Freedom becomes meaningful only when everyone can live according to their conscience without fear of discrimination or punishment. This is why democratic secularism is essential. Secularism does not mean excluding religion from society or opposing believers. It means separating religious institutions from political power while ensuring that the state remains neutral toward all beliefs. Government should neither promote any religion or ideology, nor restrict the peaceful activities of religious or non-religious citizens. Its role is to guarantee freedom, equality, and the rule of law for all. Freedom of religion is incomplete without the freedom to criticize religion. In a free society, every belief, tradition, and institution should be open to research, discussion, and criticism. Criticizing ideas, however, is fundamentally different from insulting people. One may reject a belief without denying the dignity or equal rights of those who hold it. This distinction lies at the heart of democratic culture, where respect belongs to people, not to ideas protected from criticism. Education is essential to building such a culture. Schools should never become instruments for promoting any religion or ideology. Their task is to teach people how to think, not what to think. Education in human rights, philosophy, the history of religions, logic, and critical thinking helps children understand that diversity is a natural part of society rather than a threat. Children who learn to respect people with different beliefs are less likely to embrace fanaticism or extremism as adults. Authoritarianism weakens not only freedom, but also personal moral responsibility. People gradually learn to hide behind governments, leaders, or ideologies, instead of accepting responsibility for their own actions. Democracy, by contrast, depends on an independent conscience. No political or religious command can relieve anyone of moral responsibility. A free citizen is someone who questions unjust authority and accepts responsibility for their own choices. Freedom of thought reaches maturity only when we defend the rights of those who disagree with us. A Muslim should defend the rights of an atheist or a Baha'i, just as a non-religious citizen should defend the right of Muslims to worship freely. If freedom exists only for those who share our views, it is no longer freedom, but a privilege granted by those in power. For this reason, rebuilding Iran requires more than a new constitution or democratic elections. Society must recognize that no individual, political party, religion, or majority owns the truth. Laws must prohibit discrimination based on religion or belief, while society must cultivate dialogue, tolerance, and respect for differences. Without this cultural transformation, even the best laws will remain fragile. Ultimately, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion is not only an individual right, but also one of the foundations of psychological well-being and social trust. People who no longer have to hide their true beliefs feel more secure and authentic, while societies that embrace diversity become more capable of cooperation, innovation, and the peaceful resolution of conflict. A democratic Iran will be neither a religious state nor an anti-religious one. It will be a society in which no one has the right to govern another person's conscience. Freedom begins within the individual, and the task of the state, the law, and society is to protect that inner freedom. Only then can the wounds of ideological rule truly heal, and a democratic culture built on freedom, human dignity, and moral responsibility take root. Mahmoud Ashkanian, neuropsychiatrist, PhD.